All right. So yeah, should be recording. Unfortunately, you'll only hear my voice and not the voice of Ses or Sire. So, but yeah, let's get started and try to figure out something better for the future. So we're continuing to refactor the hire me contact form in the user's controller. So just to refresh, so far we get our message params in, and we got to do the fetch just to get test to pass. I'm not sure if this is the best practice way to do it, but that's what we're doing for now. And then we save it to our message params, and this also whitelists it. Also, this whitelists it and fetches the message params that we save in there. And then with that, I forget what this was doing. Something about. Do you remember what this was doing, Sire or Sess? All right, we'll just ignore that for now. It's doing something important. Yeah, we did a little bit of that last week. So, right. Yeah, so I think, yeah, let's continue and then maybe we'll come back to that at the end. Because there's a couple other things I want to get done. Like this, I don't know, this isn't like screaming at me, get done right now, but it's something I want to look into for sure. And it's not going to be. But anyway, so yeah, so we get our message params, and then we create a new contact form that we've been using the form object pattern for. Pass in the name, email, message, and creates our contact form. And we're checking if the contact form is invalid, then we're going to alert the user and redirect back. And then here we're also doing another validation check. We're checking if fell for it is if it's blank, then we're saying, oh, it must not be human because you're not using our form or something. So we redirect in that case too. So this should also maybe go into as a param. And then finally, we try to send a mail message. And if it's success, then we redirect and say, hey, your message has been success. If it was not success, then we redirect and say your message has not been sent. And I'm trying to think in what case would this fail, and I imagine if if this is invalid, then it would probably fail. What I would like to, so we got still quite a few if, else if, else if, else. Um, Generally, it's good practice when you're starting out the if for it to be testing positive, and here it's kind of like testing the negative form if it's invalid. So I think I'm just gonna like specify that CDA just dropped out. I guess I was boring him. Hopefully he's not having connection issues. He's back, yay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, is this what you, like what I like? Yeah, okay, yeah, if the save, right, right. Okay. Save, like, but we're not save, like save would be like saving to the database though. Yeah. So I think let me see if this makes sense. What I was thinking of doing is saying if contact form dot valid, if it's a valid form, then we're going to like mail message. Um, else else it's invalid, and then we're going to redirect redirect, man, and then we'll end. And I think this would be like the goal like transform all of this into just an if else statement. Um, so the next thing I would like to see go away is this line here. So we need to add a fill for it. We need to pass this into our contact form, and we need to add a validation for that in our contact form. And then we can delete this. It seems to me that if we so if someone is bypassing the UI, like maybe using curl, or they're just not using our UI, they're not using the form on our website. So yeah, they're not using our UI, then they might not put in a fell for it attribute, which is kind of weird because this is all open source. I don't know. I don't know why they did this. Like what I'm thinking, well, actually, the why to like prevent like robots from like sending messages to everyone, perhaps, is what they're trying to do. I think that's what they're trying to do, but I don't think it's very successful because all you need to do is just add a fell for it attribute, right? Um, but I don't think we need that because it's all on our front end, and it should be we should have that cross origin cores, right? Yeah, so we should just be able to delete this and fix any tests that fail, perhaps. Or we could just add it into our validation and just keep it. What do you think? Should we just remove it, delete it? Because, yeah, we got the cross origin. Yeah. All right. So, my favorite thing to do in refactoring is hitting this key. uh, done. All right, let's do a PR now. All right, let's see what tests are. Let's see what tests are failing, because yeah, there's gonna be some tests failing. Uh, Python, you can add custom behavior to iTerm using the Python API. Oh, cool. All right, let me bring this up so you can see it. There we go. All right, so this is going to be documents, AV, website one. All right. Change the user's controller. Oh, I did. What's that? Flash. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we were messing around with this last time, huh? All right, let's run the test. How do I run tests? Rspec bundle exec rspec. It's gonna be spec controllers user controller spec. I hope. Oh, look at all those failures. Were we getting these failures last time? Let's see, stash the results. Okay, so one failure. Expected, please give a valid email address. Please, name, email, and message failed. Yeah, we can just change this, right? Change it, update the test because I guess we weren't finished last time completely. So last time, oh yeah, we were passing in. Oh yeah. Okay, let me get my changes back. Get stash pop. All right. So last time, before we make any changes here, I'm putting that fell for it back in. Oh, what's going on? Okay. What? Something looks different. Yeah, something. All right. Well, no. Hold on. Because we had our flash here. I guess I didn't commit those, did I? But what the? Yeah. No, I got the last changes. I just Control Z'd, so I put the that fell for it back in. But wow, I'm a bit. Yeah. Was this how it was when we started the session? Just this? Oh, okay. It wasn't, right? Oh yeah. What happened? But I did get stash pop. No? So I should have got him back, which I did. All right. All right. VS Code is pissing me off. Oh really? Yeah, I never use VS Code. Um, Sublime doesn't have an issue with that. All right. Now I don't know what the command is to automatically search for files. So I gotta do it. Command Shift F, and that will open a file. So if I want to open up the user's controller, oh, that searches. Command P. Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I want. Yeah, it's not. I must. That is weird. Well, anyway. Yeah, it's just got that. All right, let's do this, because I mean, this is weird. This isn't what we were looking at just a minute ago. Because we fixed this last time we were in here. Yeah, the get stash list. The last thing is add fetch to get message params. It's like we can show this. Get stash show. And 2 files changed, 12 insertions, and it was on the contact form. So I'm a bit pissed because it seems like we just get log, add email validation. When was this? Thursday, July 25th at 12:42. Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago, right? So I committed our last changes, and we added the email validation, which was the device validation. So let me check the contact form. So the contact form, oh yeah, we're doing it there. So that, yeah, this is what we did last time. So we're checking, we're validating, anyways, I can't speak, but we're validating the email with the devise email regular expression. And so here in our users controller, we don't need this anymore, so we can just delete it because we're validating that in our contact form. So I guess we didn't. If I pull up the GitHub for this, what branches? Whoa, I got a lot of branches. Okay. Whew. What branch is this called? 3274. There we go. So if we check our users controllers, see what we last committed. Users. Actually, I could have done it. Okay. Hire me contact form. Yeah, I guess we hadn't deleted that in the last commit. Maybe that's my mistake. But it should have been deleted. Okay, so it's deleted now. Let's run the tests again. Okay, we have one failure, which is fine. Expect the flash alert to equal please give a valid email address instead of equals please fill in name, email, and message field, which is fine because this, if we look at that test, it is just should respond with please give a valid email address. It's passing in a name, so it's got a name. Okay. Yeah. But it's saying it responded with please fill in name, email, and message fields. Oh. Oh, because we got that right there. So what we want to do is use the full messages. So I think Cess, so last time we did this, we had to put in the flash here. And then we went at contact form and then dot errors dot full messages. Flash alert. Okay. So underscore alert, is it like that? Flash alert. No, that doesn't seem like. Let Cess do it. Come on, Cess. Go, go, go. Oh, because it's like a hash. Oh, thank you so much. All right. So, okay, so flash alert. And then we can get rid of that, redirect back. Perfect. So let's see what the test says now. All right, lots of failures. So one thing that is different here is this flash. So we were messing with this for some reason. What's that? Okay, go for it. No? Yeah? Let's see. Those are changes. How do I see what your... Okay, thank you. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Thanks. I don't know. I just lost my changes, so this is gonna sound weird in the recording with only one side of the conversation. That might have been my fault that I lost my changes. I don't know. No, it wasn't my fault. Oh yeah, we changed the hire me the flash because the flash is kind of like a object that we need to iterate through. Whereas before they were just passing in the message to display. So now, okay, so that makes sense why we changed that. Mm-hmm. Sus is fixing all our tests. It's pretty good you can do this just without referring to anything. I'd be like copying and pasting everything. Yeah. Here we go. Woohoo. Getting there. So on lines 183 and 137. See, email. So this is what I got for, can you see the failures? So yeah, line 137 was the other one. On line 186, it's also saying email can't be blank. Okay. Awesome. Good catch. All right, ready to run the tests? Okay. Uh, still those two failures. Looks like there's a Okay. Oh, mm, mm. Yeah, I get it. It's line 187. Mm-hmm. And do you see what's wrong with 137 sus? You put equals a string, but it's actually equals an array. Ah! Something's going to break. What's that? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I Tests are already here. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that I would have done differently, right? That's that's yeah. We're gonna have to get back to that later. I think we figured it out once. Maybe it's in a recording somewhere. I'm gonna have to watch that. 'Cause I think we figured it out once, and it made sense at that time. But note to self. I'm gonna write a note. You can't see it, but I'm writing a note. So note, figure out the request.end HTTP refer, and we're going to, so it's on line 184 in user controller spec. Yeah, that's ringing bells. Yeah, that sounds right. Still, maybe we don't need it. Right? It came from us, right? This is a Rails application. It automatically inserts the cores, so no one can do the cross-site origin request surgeries. What's the S stand for? Cross-site origin request something. Um, um, but anyways, all right, let's run tests. Boom. Uh, they're all going to pass. All right, I'm committing this. All right, check our git diff. So in the git diff, so here at the top line, we're looking at our user's controller. We removed the devise and the redirect, and we added the flash and redirect. And then in the flash layout, we removed just take the message, and instead we're iterating through it because now it's a flash object, or now it's I don't know what it is. Anyway, this may because they were using Flash before passing. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, this is because it's an array because we now we I guess this when you do this in Flash it's only one message, but now our Flash alert can be like an array, right? That's the default Rails way, I guess. So yeah, I'll have to look into that more. But anyway, so yeah, now we iterate through it, and anyway, so then we expect our Flash alert to include email can't be blank. All that stuff is good. One last thing I want to check before we do this. Spin up the server. We're going to actually see this in action with our own eyes because we were getting some weird results, I believe, which led us to. I just want to make sure that it's all working now. So localhost 3000. This is, I need to, I'm going to log in real quick so I can find this random guy person. All right. That's not good. So no method error. Okay, so we're getting, so that Flash layout is giving us issues. So let me get rid of that Flash layout for now. Where are you? Command P underscore Flash. There we go. So I will Control C that. I'll save it over here for now. Let's see, can I just do, and then what I'll do is let's open up another one. Doc AV website 1, get status, check this out. All right, let's see if the tests are passing now. Probably. All right, so we're still green on the tests. Let's go back to our Chrome. All right, so let's try this again. Okay, so it's logged in now, signed in successfully. All right, so log out, and then if we go to this random guy person here, we can see the hire me button. We can try to send them a message. You have a message. Okay, thank you. Did you see the flash? It went away real quick. Let's do one with invalid email. Message, send message. Email is invalid, so that's good. Unfortunately, it's got the brackets around there, but we'll fix that. We'll fix that later. But one thing that I do not like, so this is what we saw in the last meeting, is that you see how the form went away when it was invalid? So it doesn't give the person a chance to just fix it. What if he typed out a long message, right? So now if he clicks on hire me, it's all blank again. So yeah. So what would be nice is like, well, if we do this, and well, let's say we've got a long message in here, and it's all something's invalid, and when we send the message, this should stay. It should say, oh, you correct these items, and then try sending it again. But that form should stay, or it should reopen and fill everything out again. And there's a way to do that in Rails that's very simple. But anyways, let's commit what we have, and then maybe we can make some other, and then maybe we can let's continue refactoring. But one of the goals would be maybe to Um, that would not be considered refactoring, but maybe we can take off our refactoring hat and do some enhancements to the site, right? But so yeah, yeah, it wasn't planned, but in this, but yeah, we can do it. Cool. So let's get this committed. So git, um, we'll add. Actually, I'll do it this way. So one thing I want to do, actually, yeah, I'll just commit. I'll just do all in one commit. I think that's fine. All right, so I'll bring this up so you can see it. Boom. All right. So what did we do? We removed the email validation in the controller and we updated the test. So remove validation, email validation from controller. So then we can say removed email validation and updated tests to use the default flash messages. That's why was this done? This was done like usually like when I do a commit, I'll put like what did I change and then why did I do that? We could say well yeah valid yeah exactly. It's kind of unless it's very unless the why is very self-explanatory, or like I'll leave it out in that case. Um, but someone's reading through this, they might be like, "Oh, why did you do that?" Well, um, yeah. So validation, yeah, validations are not the responsibility of the controller. I like that. I like what you said. I'll put that. So this was done because validations are not the responsibility of the controller. All right, and then two blank line. I'll put in the co-authors here. Boom. All right, we're all set. Save that. Cool. So now, all right. So now we're back to where I thought we were at the beginning of the session. This always seems to happen. I'm sorry about that. Need to get better. So we decided we can remove this fell for it. Who wants to hit the delete key? There's a lot of excitement to do that. yeah, we can do that too at this point. For those of you watching this recording and can only hear my voice, they did laugh. I want to say Sess and Cide did laugh. So I am funny sometimes. All right. Yeah, go. Yeah, whoever wants to do it, just go for it. Just delete the line 38, 39. Whew. The user's controller. Can can you go to the live share button and just click on Sess's name, perhaps? Or do you not have the live share? What if you can't do Command P and do that, or it's not showing up? That is weird. Okay. I wonder if it's connection issues. And I guess I can delete it if that's okay with you. So I'll delete. Yeah, I can do that. Oh, you got it. Okay. So I'll delete 38 and 39. Then I'll just remove this comment here. We don't need that. All right. So and then so that is saved. Then if we run the tests, what happened? Oh, I see what happened. All right. So we ran the test. There are 3 failures. Expected, form not submitted, are you human? So we can just delete that test. Um, then there's another test checking, if the email was sent by a robot, then it shouldn't have been sent. So we can delete that test. And then there's another test that was checking the redirect. So let's check out these. 147, 151, 155. So 147, here we go, 147. So it's the spam trap field filled out. Again, yeah, we don't really need these because we've got cores. I mean, this is anyone, if they want to really spam us, they can figure out by which fields are required, since this is all open source. And so, all right, so remove that, run the tests. All right, and then they all passed, so that looks good. Git commit. I'll move this. I'll move this up here. Let's see. Remove spam trap field. What was that field called? It's called felt. Thank you. Removed the fell for it field from the message params. Actually, one thing we need to check is in the user's controller. Like, we might have to remove this from the view too, right? So we should, to just clean everything up, remove it from the view. And then when we set the params, okay. fell for it. So yeah, so it's in the hire me HTML. Let me abort this commit and all right. How do I open that up? Oh, okay. Thank you. So yeah, we can remove this and then oh okay. So you're saying like you could just do hidden field, oh right there. I see. Yeah, cool. Thanks for pointing that out. Um, so he's hiding this field, and if it doesn't get past when the form is submitted, then we know they didn't use this form. But again, we don't really need this. So that should be everything. Cool. So save that. Let me check. Did I save everything? Not change. I think I did not change save the SCSS. Here we go. So save that one. Now get status. All right, perfect. So add this. All right, so now, yeah, you can see what we're going to commit, removing all the views from the controller. Perfect. So now git commit. So boom, up here. So we removed the field from the message params because Rails provides cross-site origin CORS forgery in the views to prevent. I don't know. Is that right? I don't know why. Does that make sense though? Why are we doing this? Is it because of CORS? Because Rails provides CORS check in the fields. Sharing? Oh, okay. Cross-site origin request sharing. Huh. Cool, thanks. I don't think I've ever heard of that before. Because usually people talk about it, they say cross-site origin request forgery. Okay. Okay. Oh, CSRF. Do for you. Okay. So, so instead of CORS, right? Cross-site request forgery. Yeah. So that allows an attacker to make unauthorized requests on behalf of a user. Oh, on behalf of a user. Um, and then cores. So what does cores do for you? Cross-site origin resource sharing is a mechanism that uses headers to tell a browser to let a web application running at one origin have permission to access selected resources from. Yeah, so this is what Rails automatically implements. So I mean, I think we could, since but they're not really accessing resources. We don't need, no one needs permission to send an email. Um, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I understand it too. Is that I believe that Rails automatically puts a hash on the view page. Let's do this. Let's open this up in Firefox. And if I go to localhost, I still have the server running. I think. Maybe. Oh, there it is. Okay. Well, let's try it. Let's see if random guy is still here. Recently online. Search. No. Okay. So I'll log into random person guy here real quick. Random guy. Sign in. All right. And if I log out, I can find his page easily. Perhaps. Okay. So let's do this. Open up the developer tools. Uh, why is this so difficult? View page info. Oh, thank you. I am a programmer. So if we could, so what I want to do is I want to watch what gets sent in the payload. So if we watch network, you can see what gets sent here. So if we do just send something here, send message, so you can see lots of stuff gets asked, lots of stuff happens. But here's our post. So here's our params here. So yep. So authenticity token prevents anyone from like doing this programmatically. So So we can say because Rails provides an authenticity token in our view pages automatically. Because Rails provides an authenticity token, my keyboard sucks, in our views automatically to prevent someone from programmatically spamming our members. I believe that is because of decors or something, right? So cool. And then the last thing we can do is boom. All right. Perfect. Sound good to you? Cool. So now when Sam sees all my deletions, he knows when he asks why I did that, I can just say, read. It's right there in the commit. Read the commit. All right. So cool. So this is awesome. So let's check back our users controller. Almost there. We got one more. We got one extra check that so yeah we really don't need this, right? I mean, okay, so if there's like a recipient, there should be a recipient ID, and he should be in there. If it's on, if someone goes to our UI and clicks hire me, then that recipient should be in our database because they were able to go to the page and click the recipient. Right. So if we were to remove this last check here, I'm curious what tests, just make sure all the tests are passing. But I'm curious what tests would be failing if we were to remove that last else statement. So let's remove this and see which tests are failing. Because ideally, I don't think we need it. So let's take a look at 109 in the user's controller spec. It should respond with your message has not been sent if the message was not delivered successfully. So here we go, mailer.stubchain hire me form.deliver now and return. Oh, okay, so it's actually passing in a false. What's that now? Oh, okay. Yeah. So this is probably a good test then, is what I'm seeing, right? Yeah. Okay, so we need this. Or should need it. Yeah. So he's using deliver now here. Do they use deliver later? So usually we use deliver later, right? Or deliver now. Let's go back to the user's controller. Okay, they're using deliver now. So if this responds back with false, then we should get that else statement. All right, we'll leave that in for now. I think, yeah, it seems like something good to have. I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay. So this is pretty cleaned up from originally. I'd like to reorganize it a little bit more. Um, Again, this is starting off with a negative, which I think best practice is to start off with a positive. So perhaps we can say contact form dot valid. If the contact form is valid, then we want to do this. Else, but now that breaks. Oh wait, if contact form dot valid, send the message. Else it's invalid. I need to do it this way just to. Else it's invalid, and we're going to do that. Um, if this was not delivered successfully, though, if something happened in the Miller hire me, then we want to say your message was not successful. So this would be like another if, right? And that just looks weird because I don't usually see that anywhere. I think, because I don't think usually people check. Ah, right. Yeah. Say that, just leave it like this is what you're saying? Okay. Hmm. Else. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I wonder if this actually passes. I mean, I wonder, like, he's. I need to look. Like me, I want to know how this, like, what do people usually do in this case when a mail message is not sent successfully, right? Uh, a lot of times I've got like, I think Sidekick or like some other back end thing that recognizes, oh, if the message wasn't successfully sent, if we weren't able to send it, we're going to keep trying to send it, right? So they got some other backend or behind the scenes server that will get the message sent regardless. So usually I think this is not needed. You're just going to send the message to the mailer controller, and then after that, you've got other systems in place that will take care of it. What's that? Yeah, yeah. So here they're trying to send deliver now. Um, Usually we do deliver later. I thought was like the common practice, but yeah, yeah, exact exactly because we're going to. I mean, it'd be kind of sucky that if you went to a website, you filled out a contact form, and you send a message and it says, "Oh, sorry, their website, the receiving website is down now, so we can't send this message." And then you're like, "Well, can't you just hold on to it for me and send it later?" Right? Because I don't want to have to come back and try and try and try again. Um, so it's kind of like it's not. No, I hate exception handlers unless they're absolutely necessary. I try to avoid them. I mean, if they're necessary, then yeah, use them. But I think, but yeah. So I just have this. I just kind of have this natural hate towards them, like because everything can be solved really easily with an exception handler. I'll just add exception handler. Yeah. 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 Exactly. Sometimes there's a. I see a lot of people like I've been doing some coding in um, for this group here in Portland, and people are putting in all these exception handlers, and I'm like, uh, can we remove this exception handler? And they're like, well, no, because what if it fails? I'm like, just do this instead. Like you don't need it. You don't need it. Yeah, it could be. It's yeah, it is language because when you write Java, you tend to write except more exception handlers. You have to in that case. But Python, you don't really need to. But yeah, that's the language I've been writing in, and people have been putting in a lot of exception handlers. I'm like, well, if you're a little bit more creative, we can get rid of this. Sorry, that's kind of mean of me. um, oh yeah, that's what. Here we go, Miller. So I want to look Command Shift F. Let's see, Miller dot send welcome message. Where is it? Yeah. Oh, here they're using deliver now. You see, they don't check if it was sent successful or not. Right? Yeah. If we do deliver now, it's going to be sent. Unless, I mean, probably like 99.9% of the time it will work. Um, but yeah, I mean, none of the other things check, you know. But so I think it's one of those things that it's kind of good that they thought of that, and it's probably something that might fail rarely. Um, do we really need it? Maybe, maybe not. But what I don't know. I'm just kind of curious. Like, what do the Rails? How does the Rails community solve this problem? I think they do it with emails not being sent, which is not really a problem because they do get sent most of the time. most, like when I say most of the time, like very high probability. There's going to be a very high probability that it gets sent, right? So unless the server gets overloaded, right? Which is probably not going to be our case. Yeah, true. Yeah, because this is a library, like, right? It's action mailer is not really part of. Maybe it is part of standard Rails. I don't know. I always like, I just like refer to the docs, like Rails mailer docs. Like I read through this with, what, it was you, right, Side, that we read through this? Or was it somebody else? Yeah, no? So like, about mailer testing. Just test it, see? Get sandbox. Intercepting, oh here, testing guide. Yeah, that's just generic testing guide. But I mean, if it, what is delivery method? Perform deliveries. It determines whether deliveries are actually carried out when the deliver method is invoked in the mail message. By default, by default they are. By default, the mails are sent. So right there, it tells you that we don't need a test for that. Yeah. Whether or not errors should be raised if the email fails to be delivered. This only works if the external email server is configured for immediate delivery. So yes, like you said, there is an external service. But I think this requires a little bit more. Mm, yeah, yeah, yeah. See the async adapter. This is active jobs default behavior is to execute jobs via the async adapter. So you can use deliver now to send emails asynchronously. Yep. Yeah. Thank you. Active jobs default adapter runs within process. Yeah. Anyway, and then if you need a persistent backend, you will need to use an active job adapter, such as Sidekick or. So I think, I mean, yeah, generally we don't check, if the mail was sent because, usually I think the default way to do it would be to like just deliver later. And deliver later doesn't mean it's going to deliver tomorrow or the next day. It's basically going to deliver it now, but it's going to deliver it asynchronously. Yep. I still don't know what a cron job is. Linux things. It's like Linux things. That explains it. Thank you. No more detail is necessary. So yeah, so if you want to, so yeah, from a cron job, for example, just call deliver now, which I don't think we need to do, but that's what seems to be. Someone must have started out using deliver now, and then everyone has followed suit. But I think deliver later would be, you can just put in deliver later and not check to see if the email was sent, right? Because it will be sent. All right. I need to find out what cron job means one day. I will Google cron job and Linux things later today. um, I think we've reached the end of the refactoring today. Um, so one thing I was doing was where did it go? Did I have a commit? Was I committing something? Doesn't look like it. No. Okay, so I did commit that. All right. So we removed this. Okay, and then we were going to. So this is. It seems like we don't need this, right? The check to see the test to see if it was delivered now. I just to be sure, I want to do a little bit more research this week, and if you find anything out, we'll talk about it next week. But I think this is a good place to stop, and the files are saved probably. We won't lose our stuff probably. I'm not making any promises. um, but we do have the commits. The only thing that's not committed is our latest changes, which is fine. But the file is saved. So what I'll do is I'll be able to just do git push. Hopefully it works. No, it's asking. I don't know my username. No. Seriously, what it's going to do is ask me for a password, and I screwed up my computer. I screwed up this whole authentication system with Git, and I gotta fix it. So I'm going to do this later. But yeah, I'll do that later. I'm totally. So, anyways, cool. Yeah. Thanks everyone. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's pretty good. I think we're very close, and then obviously there's a couple things to clean up, and then the form when when there are errors, we want it to repopulate with the we don't want it to go away. We want it to repopulate and put all the user entered data back into the fields. So cool. So we'll get that done. We'll get this done and get that done, and we'll continue with the book hopefully soon. Cool. Thanks, Sess. Thanks, Sire. Good to have you again. See you. See you next week.